What I want to talk about today is something that I've learned in my mastermind recently. Something that I did not do for the first several months that I was in the mastermind, but I've started implementing over the last week and a half, is doing these things called debriefs. What a debrief is essentially it's going over your day strategically and looking through what went well, what didn't, and what you can do to do better tomorrow. As I was doing these, I literally found myself going to bed easier, falling asleep quicker. I had so much less stress. It was so much easier for me to wake up in the morning because I wasn't sitting here like I didn't go to bed stressed and I didn't wake up stressed because I already had processed through my thoughts. If you hang out with me on like Instagram or like on my podcast or whatever, I talk a lot about journaling. Don't click off the video. Chill. Get your hand off the mouse. Just chill. Just wait. Wait. I know journaling is for all the hippies on Instagram and it takes 30 hours and it's basically pointless, yada, yada, yada. But the power in the debrief is that it asks super specific questions that get your brain thinking in a completely different way. As much as I love it for my business, it's actually really impacted how I show up as a mom. It's really impacted how I show up in other areas of my life because it's got my head right. I am someone who is always super stressed. And then if I'm not stressed, I worry and then I get stressed about the fact that I'm not stressed and then I just get even more stressed. Has anyone seen The IT Crowd? You know that episode where Denim is trying to get Jen to like freak out, pop the balloon, things like that? I don't know. I'm gonna try to like link a GIF here or something because it's friggin' hilarious.
I'm gonna burst it, but I'm not gonna tell you when. Do you feel stressed, Jen? Jen, look at that. That's your peace of mind. It's gonna go bang.
The whole point of this and what I want to share is that I truly believe that we as moms, especially as single moms, can benefit from doing a debrief every day. Just a reflection, going over the day and processing it. And before you tell me you don't have time, because I know you and I know what you're thinking, before you tell me that you don't have time, I want you to think about how much time you spend every day not being productive because you're so stressed about everything you have to do. How much time do you spend in a day not being productive because you're beating yourself up for what you didn't get done yesterday? How much time do you waste laying in bed at night staring at the ceiling, too anxious to fall asleep because your brain won't stop? If you take all of that time and add it up, you most certainly have time to do a daily debrief. And the thing is like you could easily go through a debrief in a matter of 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Literally, it could honestly change your life. And this is something that my business coach says all the time in the mastermind. She's like, you guys aren't doing the debriefs. I know when you're not doing the debriefs, like I can tell based on your attitude and how you're talking and your results. And no one takes them seriously until they start to do them. And we basically, I just started to do them because I wanted to prove her wrong. And I wanted to say, well, I tried and it didn't work. And then they ended up working. And now it's such a beautiful part of my nighttime routine before bed every night. It's literally how I wrap up the day because I have office hours at night after my son goes to bed. And the last thing I do is I do my debrief and I process through my day. What I want to share with you are 4 questions that you can ask yourself every night before bed to process through your day, get the anxious thoughts out of your mind, and wake up the next morning feeling rejuvenated. That seems too good to be true. And I get it. It is going to take a little bit of time. For me, it took me about a week to start seeing these results and now I friggin' love them. Someone else, it may take them about 2 weeks before they see results, right? It just depends on where you are in your journey and in your season of life. You can put these in a journal. You can put this in just a little notebook. I bribe myself with pretty notebooks because I love notebooks. And I specifically got this one from Amazon because I knew that if I had a pretty notebook to do my daily debriefs in, then I would want to do them because I love pulling it out. And it's really pretty and the paper is nice and thick and it makes me feel a little fancy. 1, what went well today? Did you get your to-do list done? Did you get 3 things of your to-do list done? Did you have a really good, mother-son date with your kiddo? Did your kid do really well at football practice? Does he usually throw a fit before bed and he didn't and he got right in bed? That went well. Write that down. Think about what went well for your kids, what went well for you. Even if something went well at work, write those things down. The second question, what didn't go so well today? This is your place to write down what didn't work. If you had things left on your to-do list, if the sink overflowed and ended up leaking in the bottom half of the house, that was me last week. Did you fall behind on a deadline? Write that down. Did you snap at your kids and you are not proud of that? Write that down. This is not to make you feel guilty. This is just to get all of those thoughts out of your head and onto paper so you can see what needs to be done. When I first started doing the debriefs, anytime I answered the what didn't go well today, what didn't work today question, is all I did was write down all of the things that I didn't get done. All the things that I didn't get done, but I wanted to. And then what I started realizing is that it wasn't bad or it didn't work to get those things done. The problem was that I overbooked myself. And I had to get real about the fact that there's only 24 hours in a day and I am one person. And do I still do a lot more than people recommend? Absolutely. I get bored easy. If I'm not always in motion doing something, I just kind of sink into an abyss of not doing anything. I'm working on it. Writing these things down and giving yourself the opportunity to look back at them after a few days, you can begin to see patterns. Number 3, what do I want to get done tomorrow? Don't limit yourself. In a perfect world, if you can get these things done tomorrow, what would they be? Question number 4, what are 3 things from that list that are going to be your main focus? Now, this doesn't mean that those are the only 3 things that you're going to do in a day. These are just the 3 things that you're going to focus on and you will get done. Write those things down and then decide that those are going to be your priority. If you get those 3 things done and you have more time, you can go back to the rest of your list and work through that. But right now, I want you to focus on 3 things that you want to get done tomorrow and let those 3 things be your focus. Trust me, I had a lot of resistance with this too. And honestly, I normally put more than 3 things on my calendar in a day, but I always know what my 3 priorities are. I always know what my focuses are. And then once I get those things done, I will go down the list and I will work through other things. The magic that happened with that is that once I started completing those 3 things, I got the dopamine rush of completing a to-do list. And it feels really freaking good. And the power in that is like, oh, it's only 3 things. But yeah, that's 3 things. How many are you getting done now? And you're beating yourself up for not doing the other things. When you know your priorities, you're going to make more progress faster than if everything is important. Because if everything is important and everything is at the same priority level, nothing is important. You have to get really clear on the 3 things that are the most important, get those things done, and then you can work down your list. And then the next day, you can pick up on anything left that was on that list, or you can brain dump more. This is totally up to you. Those 4 questions can literally begin to change your life. If you begin to look through what went well, what didn't, what do I want to get done tomorrow, and what are the 3 priorities from that prior list that I'm going to focus on, you'll start to see pretty massive results. And if it sounds too good to be true, I get it, but I promise you, this works. And the nice thing with that is that once I'm done with the debrief, I can literally go through and put down the 3 things that I want to get done. And I can make my to-do list and I can go put it on the fridge, or I can put it on the bathroom mirror, whatever it is. But I wouldn't have gotten clear on those things if I didn't take the time to really process through. And as you begin to do these by day 3, 4, 5, you're gonna be able to look back and see patterns in what worked and what didn't work and the results you get on what you actually managed to get done. This is not an exercise in beating yourself up, and this is not an exercise in finding more ways to tell yourself you're not good enough, you're not a good mom. This is just giving you the ability to get awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of. You can't heal what you don't know is broken. This is just giving you a bird's eye view of your life and what's really impacting you. Can you commit to spending 5 to 10 minutes on your little debrief journal challenge for 21 days? If so, I want you to write "I commit" down in the comments, because I'm gonna hold you accountable. I want to celebrate you, and I know that you can do so much more and you're capable of so much more than you even realize.